Hey y'all, this is a guitar lesson, but I also play mandolin and banjo in the arrangement, so just hang out, wait for the guitar solo, and then we'll get into the guitar lesson after that. Thanks. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here on the website to teach you how to play banjo, mandolin, and also guitar. And we're finishing up this 3-instrument series for I Have Decided to Follow Jesus. So we've already done the mandolin lesson, and the banjo lesson was last week. This week is guitar, and it's a lot of fun, really, really pretty solo because of all this cross-picking, all these notes that are ringing out. So I can't wait to dive into that. But we also are going to cover about as much time talking about some cross-picking rhythm that we can do behind the other instrument solos. So that's worth the time as well. If you're watching as a GoPick member, here on the website, you have everything you need right here on this page. Just scroll down beneath the video player. You'll see the rest of the video segments that you can click on, the MP3 jam tracks, the tabs, everything you need. You can even ask a question at the bottom of the page, and I'll get right back with you. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, I'd be honored to have you over on the site, BanjoBenClark.com. Let's jump right into this one. Let's learn a guitar solo in the key of C for I Have Decided to Follow Jesus. This was a lot of fun because of the cross-picking. And it's also beautiful because that cross-picking is going to create a lot of tones that ring out, and we're going to use those tones to our advantage. So if I do say myself, this one's really pretty. Now the first thing that I like to do is just think about where our melody is. Whenever we're playing out of the key in position of C, I have decided, so right out of that C chord, then we're going to go all the way up an octave to this C, and then our melody is going to stay there on that C note, but go to an F chord. Decided to follow Jesus. Back to a C chord. Whenever we go to that Jesus, I'm going to introduce an A minor chord. So Jesus, no turning back. There's our melody. No turning. Go to a G chord there. Turning back. Now that we have that in mind, we can begin to think about how to fill that out and also how to accentuate our melody so that it stands out. Let's go ahead and throw up the first line tab. The first measure that you're going to see there is a pickup measure, and we're going to use a few of the chromatic notes in there and walk right up to the melody. So yes, we're introducing a note in there that's not in the C major scale, and that's okay. It kind of gives it that blues feel that we're going to use a little bit throughout the solo and definitely throughout the rest of that arrangement. When we arrive there in measure 3, it's the second measure on the line, but it's labeled measure 3. Here's our melody. It's right on that G note. We're going to go into a cross-picking pattern, a reverse roll. So I do want to think about this note being my melody. So I don't want my other notes to be louder than that, but the other notes can be almost as loud or as loud. And the pattern that I'm going to use is that strict alternate pattern. So down strokes on the downbeats, up strokes on the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now you may may not like to do that. A lot of people don't. And if you wanted to do a down, up, up pattern, it would work fine too. Sometimes I find myself doing that. But if you're going to do that, when you get into measure 4, you're going to need to correct that, I think, in my opinion, to get back on track. And there in measure 4, we're going to have that hammer on beat 3. Bum, bum. We're going to be doing that kind of stuff a lot, introducing these harmony notes with hammer-ons to just get more of those tones ringing out. So measure 4 sounds like this. So we know where our melody is. Decided to follow. Go into measure 5, again with our C position. At the very end of measure 5, I'm going to go ahead and introduce a C7, even though we're not quite to that C7 measure yet. So let's play our C chord, place our pinky down the 3rd fret of the G string, and play through all of those notes. And then another cross-picking lick going into measure 6, that is a forward roll this time. So I want to make these C notes really loud up there on top, because there's our melody. Make those really stand out. I'll play this line for you, then we'll do it much slower later on. Isn't that so pretty? I think so too. When we get to measure 7, we're going to go to an F chord, and I'm going to brush through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings on the 1st beat. And I let my pick come to rest, like a rest stroke on that 1st string. And then we'll start again another backwards roll. So where's our melody this time? Can you pick it out? It's up there on the C note. Back to a C chord, measure 9. It's so pretty. At the very end of measure 10, we're just going to walk up the scale, going back into the melody. I'll play this whole line for you. So again, when we're doing this cross-picking backward rolls over the F chord, I'm doing it strictly alternating picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. But you can do the up, up, down. You can go bump, 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 bump. And that works out pretty well there.